Hello again. This is my set, the evolution of my musical journey into the here and now. Still dreaming of performing this in front of a live audience with a band. Rock this shit out. But since this is what I got, I'm doing this. The first song was inspired by the I Ching. It's called Every Ending. Check.
Children of the changes, a union, the hands of providence and time. What thou had written, the throw of the coins of nature to extend the symbols of the future upon the wind, ancient whispers.
All right. Let's save that. I like it. Close her up. All right. The next song was inspired by the Druids. I'm going esoteric early. This one's called The Red Dragon. Check.
Dum 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 dang dang dum dum dang dang dum dang dum dum dang dum dang dum dang dum dang dum dang
places that lie still within the astral mist and the realm of the wind and sea, ruled eternally by the pearl moon's pale, savage mystery. To know, to dare, to keep silent. The proper path is easy to choose. It is the one which confirms within you the truth you have always known. The truth against the world, where all music is but a faint and unbroken echo that calls us in the wind of dawn. To know, to dare, to keep silent. They knocked upon the third door on the 6th day of the moon, when all that is forbidden is revealed under the hanging stones. A deafening sound echoed deep within the dragon's soul, opening the doorways to the elemental world. Mystic power dwelt within the precepts of the symbols, tracing figures dark and silent on the sands of alien keys. Out of a timeless world, shadows fall upon the future, whose waters flow within like a bridge across the great divide. Like so many other things in the world of the 12 signs, what might have first appeared to be an obstacle is often a gateway to the secret resting place of the sun, where the many are but a reflection of the one. To know, to dare, to keep silent. On the path of knowledge, one must learn to fall if one would fly. When men are terrified, children are only curious. It is difficult to frighten those who are easily astonished. Remember, fear is the beginning of all wisdom. To know, to dare, to keep silent. From the point of greatest weakness comes the point of greatest strength. Even within the most savage heart, anger yields to wisdom. Primal mystics built the 12-star houses among the stones, calling forth the three rays with the joint memory of the ancients. First the sound of horns that echo thunder between the dolems. Then the will of God awakens deep within the heart of man. Once the truth is recognized, as laws become a river, flowing through the timeless world since the beginning of time. Star on a green field circling upward to a blood-red sun. Who can see the wind to stop the wheel of the seasons? To the north an altar of cold stone, to the south a fiery oak, golden pipes to the east, and then the dark western waters. Relinquishing control is the challenge for the warrior. The one who has learned to obey will know how to command. The dragon must believe, for belief imparts reality and commands the cycles of tide and time, washing back to shore. When in confusion, quiet all thought and wait for an answer in terms of abstraction. When all choices are taken away, the perfect path remains. That path lies beyond the absence of opposites and leads to the music within. To know, to dare, to keep silent. To earn the sacred blue sky, action must follow thought and judgment must follow action. For what use could a few brief years of a single lifetime be to the task of perfecting the soul? In the face of the sun, the eye of truth that sees beyond the great spiral of nature into the heart of the forest. It is there that the dragon lives between form and force. It is there that the dragon submits. Thou shalt not disfigure the soul.
Okay. Okay, man. Let's save that bad boy. Close her up. All right. The next song is about a wild afternoon I had with Miles Davis at PBS television.
First, I'm gonna wet my whistle.
Check.
Way afternoon, there he was drawing. Everyone watching him draw. Little bit of color, little bit of history. Got a sign photo in a beautiful memory. And the question was answered. Was no in between. The will to survive. Revolution dancing on a dream. Drive up to the edge of possibility. Fuck the shine that Satchmo used to do. Set the world on fire and watch it burn. The sound that everybody's dancing Two-chord blues make Joe Louis smile. Stretched out sound uptown. Sound just like the 7 steps to heaven. High and fast and everybody dancing. From the ghost of Congo Square, lines laid barely in a mountain plain. There was no turning back, no justice if you're black. Blow your horn until the weather changes, and the devil keeps on singing. Testify by swinging. A voice that changes. Never saw nothing in hard times but the Question was, would Jack Johnson dance to that? As far as I can tell, he's dancing still. Dancing like thunder in silence. Everybody dancing.
Savor. All right. Right on. All right. The next song on my list. All right. It's kind of a personal one in an abstract way. Check. It's called The Spin Never Stops.
never stops, jumping over to the other side. Ragtime talking, bracket talk, found the door before he died. Now he's like Neil Cassidy with second sight, but still can't see. Freedom's just a word he heard somewhere east of Eden. Sold his soul in 20 years, a heavy load and all the tears. A lost soul shed with everything and nothing in between. Fell asleep at the wheel, a landscape that seems so surreal. Can't distinguish what you feel from everything you've seen. A valley of trouble you never meant to wander into. Breaking so you look right past what's right in front of you. It always could be worse, cause the center of the universe is everything there is from a relative point of view. So what am I trying to say? Always seem to talk about the way. Listen to the rhythm, cause the rhythm sets me free. Once fell in love so deeply that I lost myself completely. But when the world came back to me, that's how it's supposed to be. Listen to the wisdom in the center and the radiance. Lighting all horizons, growing stronger in the light. What is love beyond tomorrow? Ties I find in time we borrow. Traveling down the only road we know, which is every road. And every time and every point of view. And everyone you've ever spoken to. What if it's true? What does it mean? What I went through down in New Orleans. Tripping on sunshine, how the fire burned. It took more than money, I finally learned. Then I forgot, I tried to be cool. Took another shot, got played like a fool. My history, my fantasy, all there is and will ever be. The spin never stops, spectral visions we perceive. Up through the bottom like St. Thomas believed. And not just the prophets run the rapids when they're running high. A metaphor for many things and many more until we die. Then the winged ships come and take us back to Babylon. Maybe even farther back to where we belong. Right behind the mirror where the cypress tree burning for 10,000 years or maybe an eternity. And if you think about it every now and again, then another thought and then another and then maybe come back around eventually. In the center of the circle stands the tree. That's where the many become one. That's where the moon receives its light from the sun. All of us composed of the two lights. Children of the stars who were born with second sight. But how quickly that light begins to fade. The hard truth about how the world was made. It's hard enough to realize your destiny, with everybody telling you who you're supposed to be. Listen to the music that is playing deep inside. Ancient voices pick us up, take us on a midnight ride. Set us out a little more farther along the open road. Then they're gone, where they go, it doesn't matter, no one knows. All that really matters is you. Look at it from your point of view. It all depends on how you see it. Yes, through the eyes of love.
Well, all right. So far, so good. So far, so good. No kin of hurries, though. I still got a while to go. All right. This next song I actually played for a Rasta, and he dug it. Check.
Line of Judah, underwear. The old woman who fed his soul when he came home. When he came home. When he came Black Star Liner 7 miles long, sailing to the heart of the lion. We draw strength from unity. Back 'em up, fire burn. Raise the cup and pour our draw to the promised land we shall return.
Oh yeah, man. Save this. Close it. Bless you. This next song is my version of a Sufi poem. Check.
Mom, they found the body of the merchant in the desert, crushed under the weight of the gold he stole from his neighbors, who trusted the words of a liar and the promise of a future where nothing exists absolutely, but ignorant assumptions and primitive patterns of emotions and reactions to the stabbing summons to a misguided life, filled with wheels within wheels that keep spinning around for the rest of time among the fallen buildings laid to waste by everyone seeking their own advantage, without knowledge of the horizon off canvas, where the paint is mixed that colors the world with truth and deception in the music of the grieving green flute, telling stories of its separations with songs of the sphere sung by eternal voices who became perfect reflections of the beloved light that shattered heaven's roof, illuminating the path for the falcon returning to the celestial hunter who translated the wind into 1,000 metaphors, each a reality without a name, like an inaccessible pearl laying at the bottom of the meeting place of the 7 rivers by the lotus of the farthest edge, where where the tall cypress echoes the commanding stature of the infinite will extending without end through the inner reality behind the illusion of the secret of the lovers who cursed the thief thought so often to be their friend, who jumped into the river to get away from the rain because he loved the water more, and the pitcher less than the inner light of truth that shines through the pillars of the world, supporting those who inhabit the height of the universe, where various transformations and combinations of the letters and the names constitute a mysterious knowledge of the inwardness of creation, and the absolute perfection in which there is no distinction between the messenger and the message blown by the whispering wind through the valley of the seeker, who knows that if the dust was not there, his shoes would not raise it, as he searches for the unity revealed by the prophet during the 92 seasons of enlightenment that divided the twin divine attributes of grace and wrath into the world of unification and the world of separation, where the names of vengeance infect the stranger's heart with fear as truth reaches him from the imperial sphere floating behind the mirror, reflecting the essential identity of the will and thoughts of a lost soul whose struggles cling to him like a flame that enshrouds a cypress burning in the garden since the day after the world was created, until the night of the 7 secrets, when those kneeling at the door of the beloved, owned by nothing, owning nothing, walk with the spirit of the saints along the inner approach to the hall of the patriarch, where the warrior embraces the children of the jihad, who must learn to serve themselves best by not trying things out of right harmony, causing discord throughout the radiant universe, blessed by the falcon, prophet, noble giver, whose love is a spring, whose waters never fail as they flow with the static equilibrium of a crystal through eternity now, returning to the source of the true faith on the wings of the ministering angels, withdrawn from involvement in the world, where the wayward mystic believes haste is speed as he travels from premature action to wild assumption, from despair to insufficient remedy, from carelessness to derision, from obedience to humility, to the knowledge that he must always think about the end before beginning to harmonize thought with faith, as though faith were a simple garment of coarse wool to be worn by the impatient, and then traded for a few gold coins to the fallen prince, dressed as a wandering rustic, offering today for tomorrow with a supplicant's humility. Goal of all is one. The moon receives its light from the sun. We are all composed of the 2 lights. We are in the world, are we not?
All right, man. Wow. All right, this next song is the greatest love story in literature. Peter and Beverly from Winter's Tale. Check. Savor. Closer. Some tea with honey. All right, this next song is based on a conversation I had with a Marine from Vietnam. Definitely the heaviest guy I ever met. It's called Kings in Paradise. Check. Check.
Looking down, he seemed so helpless, talking to the sand. Here's a dollar, felt like a savior, shook his head, held up his hand. No, he said, I think that it's better, trying to be free. Watch the waves, hear what they're saying, what else could there ever be? Illusion. Illusion. Paradise in your mind, open it, try to find who you are, who to be, only purpose to be free. Just a king in paradise, fooled me once, fooled me twice, lived above the destitute, where the seeds of valor took root. You and I look at things different. Others their own way, just ahead beyond the horizon where I'll go another day. People say it won't make a difference if we live or die. Tide will turn always tomorrow. Then he looked up to the sky. Just look around you. Paradise while we live. People take, people give. Give it all, it comes around. I was lost, now I'm found. Just a king in paradise. Played me once, played me twice. Wanted fortune, wanted fame. Couldn't win a loser's game. Heard his words, something inside me reaching for the one. Threw the dollar into the ocean, watched it float out to the sun. Had a job, shoveling paper, never felt quite right. Watched the waves, listening closely, sat down, then I saw the light of warm sand. Through my fingers. Paradise in my mind, opened it, I was blind. Who I am, who I'll be, now I know how to be free. Just a king in paradise, listen once, listen twice. I learned to understand, what I learned to live as nature commands. Just a king in paradise. Burn me once, burn me twice. Burn away the impurity. I'm free. I can feel the energy.
Okay. We'll keep that, warts and all. All right. Okay, this next song has echoes of my brother. Check. Check. This next song's about Charlie Parker.
Feel just like some $2 whore waiting for my final call. Down to begging pennies for drinks. The high life wasn't so high after all. Tried to live once and to the limit. Found a cool world, man. There was wind to spare and the ways to make changes, all blending into a single sound. The armless man years ago, beat time with a spoon. Old man Virgil on the street singing, crying the blues. The old horn that Addie bought with a sweat and vision. I could go wherever I want in this life, like a bird across the Kansas City night. But then I found a dark glow. The wild ideas began to flow. A whole new system of sound and time, shaped to provide its own design. Harmonies Lester hadn't heard. Born along a lavender hazy world. Learned to play the blues in all 12 keys. A young Amadeus of the ghetto, blowing out pop melodies, hearing with a third ear the explosions of pure melody. Stereotype a con man, a New York City hustler. Natural born gangster genius, not afraid to pull the trigger. Monkey on my back, kept the outside world off it. Somehow sprung fully gone from the brow of a modern Jupiter. Prophet who took the wrong course and wound up in a new world. Black pariah who brought fire to the enemy. Tugging on the front lines, blowing blue harmonic schemes. Self-contained nocturnal band, no jazz hands could redeem. Saxophone cried love and rage, the raw notes of a junkie sage, running out of blaze. In the fire of spring, what new songs to sing. Bird on the wing, the scenery is shifting. They tell you there's limits, but man, there's no limits, just forces through my green age. And I am unable to shout at the devil. The child and dream remain deep within. But I done gone back to my kick again. I can't live without tomorrow. Just live from day to day and try to play the blues a new kind of way. The beat behind the music, pushing forward and against it. In hothouse halls and on the street, like a black cat landing on his feet. Bursts of notes fired into space, cryptic and disjointed. Like a preacher shouting sermons in the desert. Like thunder in the desert. Place to sleep, something to eat, pussy, drugs, and a fifth of gin. Don't care what I look like, man, cause the game I play don't nobody win. Don't believe the thunder or the hype that music breaks down walls when I'm sleeping in the ghetto after freeing time in the concert halls. And I am unable to make my way through this languid fever. And I am unable to control the force that is my destroyer. I proclaim to the night my naked soul. Ah, to hell with it, man. How about a shot of whiskey before the next set? You know what? Better make it a double.
Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. I'm getting there. We're on the last song. Oh my God. Okay. The song's about another character in literature. It's called Like Leonard Said. Check.
Leonard said, "You are your possibility." Look back on those who gave of themselves, both body and soul. Only a fool would deny the past. That's how you lose control. Like Leonard said, it's kinda like evolution. Find the place of letting go inside. Memory recalls the struggle of ambition. Like lead said, it's time for me to go.
All right. All right, man. Wow. Well, there you go. Thank you. I freaking did it. I fucking did it.